The data catalog is ideally the only place you need to visit to find, understand, and govern data. Let's say you are a data scientist who is working on forecasting sales. How would you know if the sales data is in the data warehouse or the data lake? In fact, how would you even know if such data set exists in the organization? In the traditional approach, you would ask your colleagues or search for some documentation on your intranet to seek such information. I even know customers who have given their employees full access to their data infrastructure for them to find such information. This can be quite a risky approach from the perspective of data governance. A better approach is to establish a data catalog. Publish your data assets as data products and let your users search for data in the data catalog. The top 3 features that a data catalog is expected to fulfill are: number 1, data search and discovery. It should aid users to simply search for information and find data products that might contain the data they need. Once the user finds the data product, the data catalog usually provides a preview of the dataset with some sample data that helps the user understand if this is useful for their project. Next up, data catalogs can display the metadata of this dataset, for example, the freshness, the frequency of updates, and sometimes also metrics on data quality. This means you can ensure that your project is accessing the best and the most trusted data sources that your organization has access to. You could also enforce governance via the data catalog. The data catalog could detect if the dataset has personal data and tag it as not fit for machine learning projects. Ultimately, the data catalog facilitates collaboration. The best data catalog software out there provides the capability of adding wiki-like pages to your data products. You could also leave comments next to the product page to build tribal knowledge about the dataset, which might prove useful to the entire company and not just your team. Next up, I'll briefly show a demo of a data catalog so that I don't leave everything to your imagination. All right, let's look at a demo of the Google Cloud Data Catalog. So I'm going to go and click on that and directly go into the search feature because that's very interesting for every one of us. And here what you'll see is that I can query or filter the data sets in my organization by systems or data types. I mean, there are several other filters down below, but let's start with these two. So I'm going to select BigQuery and then dataset. And then you will see on the right-hand side the description of the data set. I mean, of course, there's not much populated there, but that's the data set I'm interested in. Now, also, let's look and add some tags. So in this case, I'm doing manual tagging, and I'm creating a template for tagging my data sets. It's already there, so I'm going to just go and show you the template. So you see the fields, which are contains PII, and then you can filter it down to specific values. And there's also the owner of the data set that you can add to a data set or a table in a database. Now you can search for entries that do not have this tag assigned to them, and you see the results there. So because it's a newly created tag, there are a lot of data sets there that do not have this tag. And I'm going to filter it now to the specific data set that I'm going to look for. So I'm going to add this tag to the collisions data set. I'm going to click on it. And then I'm going to just attach the tags to this data set. So I choose the template that I have created. And in the tag values, I'm going to be very specific. So it does have PII, but it has location PII. And then the data owner in this case is engineering. So now that I've added this tag, this data set is marked as data set that contains PII and is owned by the engineering team. So now if my users wish to search for data sets with certain tags, they can do so. So I'm just going to copy paste the tag filter, and then you see that there appears 2 data sets because one of the data sets had been already tagged by me before. So that was a short demonstration of how to use a data catalog. I hope you enjoyed it. Data cataloging could merit an entire course dedicated to it. So the capabilities you just saw was just the tip of the iceberg. In the demo, I showed you manual tagging. However, you could easily create and automated tagging of datasets. The search features can also be quite comprehensive. You could search datasets that contain specific columns or even data types. On that note, I would like to end this module on data governance. If you wish to learn more about the data mesh or data cataloging, please head over to the resources chapter for a list of resources curated by me on this topic. Thank you for coming this far in the course, and I'll see you in the next module.